Truthseeker and/or its affiliates are not responsible for any strange phenomena that may occur during or after listening to this podcast, which may include the following: heightened senses of awareness, psychic abilities, UFO sightings, alien contact, time loss, out-of-body experiences, ringing in the ears, ESP, lucid dreaming, increased synchronicities, astral projection, telepathy, stronger intuition, levitation, miraculous healings, and/or remote viewing. Please be advised to listen at your own discretion.
Won't you come and take me away? I just wanna be with you. Won't you come and take me away? To a place that won't come trouble seas, faith to stand when I don't believe. I just wanna be with you. Won't you come and take me away? I just wanna be with you. Won't you come?
You are now locked into the Truth Seeker podcast.
Gargoyles! Psychics! Everything's ungodly! Dark Savage!
Streaming live at truthseeker.com.
She's not a Christian!
Give it up, y'all.
Your portal to the paranormal, esoteric, and all things spiritual.
She's tampering in dark-sided stuff!
And now, your host, Truth Seeker.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Truth Seeker. We're back with another exciting episode of the Truth Seeker podcast. Going to get into some more conscious conversation. We're going to be talking about awakening. We're going to talk about the spirit realm. We're going to be talking about how to move in that realm and things that are working for us and things that we can do to get results to maintain our spiritual walk, spiritual progress. And I always love to have different people on here who have interesting lives and have something of value to bring to the table. So today's show is going to be exactly that. I thank you, everybody who's joining us in the chat room right now over there on YouTube. And a special thank you to everyone as well supporting on Patreon. People supporting the podcast, my music, and everything that I'm bringing to the table. If you want to do that, you can head on over to patreon.com/truthseeker. There you can sign up for any level of giving per month, and you get access to unreleased music, extra podcast, and my entire discography, which is like 10 plus albums that you can download over there as well. Different tiers of membership, and there's a Facebook group that you become a member of, and exclusive merch deals, stuff like that. We try to make it interesting for everything to bring to the table for everybody supporting. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. The podcast is free to consume. It's free for you to listen to, but it's not free to produce. So it means the world. Thank you guys so much for your giving and your efforts and stuff like that. So with that out of the way, today's guest is David Hopkins. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, good morning.
The infamous David Hopkins. Yes, man. I've interviewed the Shaman Prophet on here. And,
sweet.
So we're kind of running in the same circles and stuff like that, and it can't really see his name without seeing yours and Israel Kelly and some of these people who are in this little squad that you guys have, and so I was like, you know what? I've been watching your live streams for a while, and I was like, you know what? Let me reach out to you, see about coming on here to kind of talk about your story, your awakening, and what you're bringing to the table, man. So welcome to the show.
All right, thank you, man. First and foremost, and like literally the most important. Epic beard, dude.
Not as epic as yours, man. The beard gang.
That's funny. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get some folks in here.
Definitely, bro.
Is it the same link that
It's not the link. Well, the link that I sent you, the first link, that's just for you to, or whoever's going to like join the chat. They can join the chat that way. But as far as the YouTube link, that's where they can watch it live. So the second link that I sent you.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me look real quick here.
And they're saying in the chat, they're saying great beard. Yeah, so I'll send you the link one more time just to make sure you have
send it one more time.
Yeah, and they can watch live and they can call in as well if they want to say
Awesome,
hello.
awesome.
So
right.
That's that link there. So
Good.
lot going on, man. Been bringing a lot to the table. And we have, it's so funny, like how people are like interwoven. And some people over here in this group, some people in that group, but all have the same message of awakening and sharing their stories of consciousness and kind of what they're bringing to the table, man. So talk a little bit about your awakening, where you started from and where you came from, just like the beginning stages.
I will. I started this life off, I guess you could say, as David, just David Hopkins. And then I died 5 times when I was a child. The 5th time I died, I was gone for a while. But the moment I passed, the moment this was done, I became everything. Everything, everyone, every place, every time, every reality, everything. My energy took on the form of its container, and therefore there was no container. But then, I was gone forever, but also just a moment. And next thing I know, I got a needle in my chest. I had died from asthma. I got a needle in my chest, and I'm like, what the? I mean, I woke up, and I was back. I was back. But instantly I knew something was wrong because I remembered. And I remembered why it was wrong. And I remembered why I remembered. And I remembered everything. We have these doors in our minds. We have these safeguards put in place because we already have all this knowledge that I'm about to, that I'm about to talk briefly about. And we have safeguards because the human brain really can't handle that kind of stuff. Not all of it. And the moment I woke up, I opened my eyes and seeing a needle in my chest, I realized something went terribly wrong because the doors were still open. And my mom was crying over me, but she'd been dead for like 20 years. She'd been dead for 5 years. She'd been dead for, I don't even remember her because I was too young. Like all these memories were coming into my head. And I just saw everything really, really weird. Not like the Matrix with the little binary code floating down and all that kind of stuff. But in waves. I saw everything in waves. Sin waves. And I saw this frequency and I saw this everything. And I kind of went completely nuts. And nobody understood. So, of course, they thought that something happened to me when I woke up because apparently I'd been gone for, I don't know, about 39 minutes or something like that. And they were trying to resuscitate me for a while. And, yeah, the last memory I had before that happened was, suffocating to death in the back of my mom's car, rushing me to the hospital. So then, a couple of years of that, of just like telling everybody, oh my gosh, you don't even understand. You don't even know. You don't know. And at 7 years old, man.
Yeah, 7
years old. 7 years old. I was 40. I was 50. I was 15. I was and I was a whole bunch of other Davids. There's so many Davids, man, in different realities. And this David did this. This David did that. And God, I wasn't even David. I was Bob or something like that. I was like,
Let me ask you this. Have you seen the movie the Butterfly Effect?
Vaguely remember that.
Watch it again, because like everything you're talking about was kind of showing like the parallel realities, and one thing that we can do differently would shift into a whole nother realm of meeting your wife or having your kids or whatever, and just one little detail that changes and stuff. And it was a movie that I've seen, and I know a lot of people who watch it and will have panic attacks because it makes you examine your life. But like everything you're talking about sounds exactly like almost like.
Oh wow! Oh okay.
You know what I'm saying? The whole plot of that movie. But yeah, go ahead.
I'll look at it again. Anyway, so at 9 years old, I couldn't handle it anymore. So I started doing drugs. I found anything and everything that would change the chemical makeup of my brain, because I knew why it was doing it too. I knew the doors didn't close. And you know, when people have a near-death experience, what do they call them, an NDE or something? You know, let's give them a cool name.
Yeah.
No, I was like dead. I was like gone for a while. And, you know, just recently after all these meditations, I realized that was actually the end of me. But something happened and I came back with something on purpose. So, 9 years old, doing all these drugs until August 1st, 1996.
At 9 years old, you got into drugs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I started with paint, alcohol, anything that would jack my brain up. Yeah. And then by 11 it was meth.
Wow.
Acid. And when I was on acid, that's the only real time I really felt normal.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, like I came to a point.
Something familiar. To a point, it looked familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. And my brain could handle it finally. So I did. Oh man, I did a lot of acid. By the way, everyone, I'm not condoning drugs. And so then years and years would go by. And by the way, I barely have any memories of those years between the age of 9 and 25. I have little tiny bits and pieces. And I'm still trying to get those back. I'm still trying to access that doorway. However, I was told in a meditation, don't even sweat that shit because the now is the now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, so then I woke up August 1st, 1996, completely clean. And I need to stress, I was literally the poster child for please don't do drugs. It was bad. It was really, really bad. But August 1st, 1996, I woke up that morning and I just went, holy crap. Number one, I didn't remember hardly anything. And number two, I was completely clean. Like I'd never done them before.
Oh yeah. Just after a dream?
No, it wasn't a dream. I just woke up that it was after a binge.
Okay.
I'd been up for a while and I went to sleep, you know, I guess that night or whatever. And I woke up that morning and I just went, all right, let's get the day going. And like I'd never done it before. And didn't miss it, didn't remember what the feeling was like on it or anything. It's just until recently that I started remembering, you know, oh my God, I did drugs, you know? So anyway, about 7 years after that, memories started coming back of energy. Slowly though. It was like around 2003. You know, the awakening, you know, the reawakening for me, I guess you would call it. And I looked around, I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong with this picture. And I'm like, wait a minute, what about, why is this doing this? And why is this doing this? And why is this money going here? And why are there chemtrails? And why are they, you know, I reawakened. So I started asking questions everywhere. And I started following things. Following the money, following this, connecting the dots. Mm-hmm. I was connecting the dots without even knowing that was my mission, to connect the dots. So then, you know, things happen. I got together with my now wife, which, by the way, when I was 14 years old, I met her in school, and I told her, oh, by the way, we're going to be married, and I'm going to take care of you and the kids. Okay, hint, and here's words of wisdom to every 14-year-old out there that is remembering everything. Don't tell a 14-year-old girl that you're going to be married to her when you only met her a couple of weeks ago. Because then you become a creepy stalker. Which I became, because she's like, no, we can be friends. I'm like, no, you don't understand. We're going to be married. We are married, and I'm taking care of you and the kids. And she's like, okay, gotta go now. Thanks, though. It's been real.
Yeah. 23
years later, I found her again, and for 15 more years, I get to tell her I told you so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I re-met her. When we came together, something happened. And it's like her energy and my energy clicked something else open. And you know, then I started getting into crystals. I started getting into all of it. Then I found the flower of life. Found the flower of life. That, by the way, if everybody keeps taking a step forward, it's going to bring them to the flower of life. I understand why now, though. But it brought me to the flower of life. So I drew it. You know, I bought that book. Drew Valo Melchizedek, the ancient secret of the flower of life. I never really read anything because I tend to want to interpret my own meditations.
Yeah.
So all I did was I read it up until I learned how to draw the flower of life. So then I started drawing it. I closed the book, started drawing the flower of life. Hundreds and hundreds of flowers of life later, screwed up flowers of life, because I just could not draw a freaking circle for the life of me.
Yeah.
And I can't use some stupid little compasses that everybody's like, well, just get a compass, dude. Yeah. I finally did it with like a freaking ruler with holes in it. And I drew it and I put it up on the wall. And I drew it big and I put it up on the wall and I said, okay, flower, you want to tell me something. What do you want to tell me? So I started meditating on it. And I was meditating a lot. And if you really, really just sit there and look at the flower of life, the 5-road flower of life, it moves. It moves, it shifts. There's all kinds of shapes in it. Then my eyes got tired. And because I was standing there, I wasn't sitting meditating. I was standing there meditating, and I don't know for how long. My eyes got tired, and they crossed a little bit. 2 of the dots in the center of the circles came together. The moment 2 of those spheres connected, 2 of the dots connected, it literally jumped off the wall. It became a 4-dimensional object. And anybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
Does Divano Melchizedek talk about that at all? Or is this something...
I don't... Well, see, that's the problem. I probably... Book, I don't know. I should probably go... I just... Because I don't want anybody to...
Yeah.
What is it called? I don't... There you go. Influence. I don't want influence from outside sources. Mm-hmm. I need my information to be pure.
Yeah.
So it jumped off, man, and I went, what the hell just happened? And I'm looking through this thing, and they are no longer circles, they're spheres. They are perfect spheres of energy. They are this, they are that. They are moving, they are spinning, they are shifting, they are doing everything. And a frequency came to me. And I interpreted that frequency as evolve. The flower told me evolve. And dude, for like a couple of months, I'm going in there, and of course I'm seeing all the cool shapes and the portals and the black holes and the stars and the this and the that, but it just kept saying evolve. So finally one day I counted the circles, I counted the spheres, and I'm like, wait a minute, that something feels wrong about that. It just doesn't add up. And I was like, oh, I wonder what would happen if I added a 6th row. So I did. And it became the 666. It became the 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216, which is the hidden name of God. It became the 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is 18, which is technically 108, which is half of 216, which is half of 432, which is this, which is that. And I went in again, and I went, oh my God, okay, the numbers add up. So I went in again, and I did the same thing, connected the dots, and it jumped out. And what jumped out was a 4-dimensional 5-road flower of life. In other words, by making it 6 rows, it becomes what everybody's seeing drawn all over the world. And it just hit me right at that moment. Whatever left it, drew it as they see it. And I went, oh my God, dude. So anyway, so I jumped back in, and the first thing that came to me was connect the dots. And I went, oh, hey, connect the dots. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And the flower, and again, it's not like a voice or anything like that. It's just a frequency that my brain interpreted.
Yeah.
And it said connect the dots. So I was like, okay, I will. I will do this, flower. Like fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did. I assumed it meant find the commonalities between everything that exists. So I did. I looked into angels, demons, aliens, planets, stars, cosmic strings, meditation, telepathy.
Yeah.
I looked at literally everything, and I did connect them. I can make you angry by a frequency that I emit. I can put you can go into a meditation by a frequency. You can do this by the stars are just nothing but energy. Everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, which of course brought me to Nikola Tesla. And I went, oh, wait a minute, didn't I hear a quote somewhere a long time ago, So then I looked up Nikola Tesla. The key to to truly understand the magnificence of the universe, one must think of energy, vibration, and frequency.
Yes.
And I went, oh my God, he knew. He knew also. He got the same information. And then I saw that other quote, if you understand the magnificence of the 369, you'll have a key to the universe. So of course I'm like, what's the 369, dude? And I started meditating on it. And it inside of the flower, and it came to me. So I was putting every energy, vibration, and frequency, everything's commonality. Your commonality with me, sacred geometry, the unlimited potential of the human mind, 0-point field, dark energy, quantum physics, you name it, it's all energy, vibration, and frequency. So I'm like, baby, I did it. And she's like, well, write it out. So I did, and I have a note on Facebook that literally lists out the commonalities between all things. Then I went back in. I said, I did it, Flower. I did what you needed. And it goes, connect the dots. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, what do you mean connect the dots? Dude, I just did that for the past few months. and I'm like, and it's like, connect the dots. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. Come at me, bro. So I was like, baby, I don't know what to do. And she goes like this. She's like, I'm deep into meditation. This is the funniest moment of my life. I'm deep into meditation. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like that. And she goes, David, that kind of looks like a dot to dot. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch. I said, are you kidding me? So I grabbed a ruler and I literally connected the dots with a line, and it became something new. Lines are masculine, spheres and circles are feminine. So what I did was I added the masculine to the feminine. And it became something totally different.
What does that symbol look like?
Oh, shoot, I have it. I can't actually send it to you, but what it is, it's a 6-road flower of life, and all it is all of the dots in the center are connected together by lines. It's kind of like a Metatron's cube on crack.
Okay.
And Ryan Aguilar is like drawing them left and right. He goes way beyond, but there's a reason for that. Anyway, so mine is just simply this dot is connected to this one, and every single, and all it looks like, what it looks like is a bunch of little triangles inside of spheres. That's all it looks like. It's just, and then I went into it, and the downloads began. The downloads began. Everything. I understand twin flames. I understand this. I understand telepathy. I understand. All of this information is just flooding into my head. And for a while there, and anybody who's listening that's going to draw this, for a while there, I went completely nuts because I opened a door, but I didn't prep myself to open the door, and I didn't close it. Closing it meaning even when I came out, I was still downloading. This is the Akashic Records. It's looking for people to walk into the door so it can download its information into their brains. You have got to prep yourself, and you've got to close the door.
Yeah.
Prep yourself, chakras. Chakras, that's important. That's kind of why I keep saying that. You got to prep yourself. You've got to get your mind, and long time before that, my mind is fine. I've cleared it of all the social crap that everybody goes through. I cleared it of the abuse I had suffered. I cleared it of this. I cleared it of that. I accepted things. And it's so funny because a lot of the enlightened and a lot of the awakened are like, oh, well, you need to go ahead and heal yourself. I'm like, you know what? I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good. I mean, it's all good. So then I started downloading things. And then one day in 2012, the Ark came. I was inside of it, and I saw this crystalline structure. And it was a circle. It was a sphere. Oh, and by the way, that's really important. It keeps telling me to look through it. Remember to look through it. I know I'm human, but I got to keep looking through it. Because we tend to want to see 2D with an illusion of 3D. It was telling me, no, man. This is not a D. This is just through it. And so I was like, okay, I remember. So then I started downloading these blueprints. I mean, like literally schematics of something. And I'm like, baby, I don't know what the hell I'm downloading. This is the freaking weirdest thing I've ever felt. And she's like, you know what? Go with it. Maybe it's something new. And I'm like, yeah, but there can't be anything new because it's the Akashic Records, you know? I'm like, I know what the Akashic Records are, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, maybe it's something new. And so I'm downloading it. I used to call it the apparatus because I didn't know, you know, it's this thing. And machine just felt so wrong. And I didn't know why. So I downloaded these schematics. And then as I'm downloading these schematics, it's teaching me sound, light, chakra energy, the pineal gland. It's teaching me about frequency, and it showed me the 369. 3, balance, body, mind, and spirit, energy, vibration, and frequency. They are all the same thing. 6, combine 6. You do music, right?
Yeah.
Okay, combine 6 notes into one, and it becomes a whole note. That's the music theorem. What they call a whole note is 6 sounds, right? 6 frequencies combined into one. That's the 6. Harmony. Harmony is the 6, and it's the 6 chakras. It's the lower 3 plus 3. It's that simple. It's as simple as 369. The 9, that one took me a while. I was in a meditation, and I'm like, dude, why 9? Why 9? And I always say, dude, even if it's a chick. So you know, I don't think source is a masculine.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah.
And I'm like, why 9? And it said, listen for the answer. And I came out, and I'm like, duh, I'm such a dork. It's a freaking frequency, man. So then I started looking at everything. I started adding up 9. I started doing this with 9, and oh my gosh, it turns out, you know, take 9 numbers, put them together, they equal 9. Take this number minus the opposite lower number, it equals 9. Everything equals 9. You equal 9. I equal 9. Every one of you equal 9. Anyway, so then I figured out it's a frequency. And so 9, the 9 in the 369 is simply telling you the digital base root of 9 frequency. Everything in nature, the Mother Earth, as well as everything in the universe, is 9. It resonates at a base 9 frequency. And I'm not talking 9 because the Earth resonates at a 7.83 normally. But take 7.83 and add it together, and it equals 18, which equals 9. Pythagorean math. So I figured it out. So now, when I figured it out, I just started downloading more. And now I am literally creating a geodesic crystalline sphere structure with copper and quartz crystal, because I understand how everything works. And what it is going to do ultimately is it is going to help those within unlock the unlimited potential of the human mind and bring it into this 3-dimensional reality. And what that means is, and the entire mission of this is, with a thought, we are going to remove the unnatural frequency blockage that has been put in place and allow humanity to evolve naturally once again. The act of reawakening consciousness. And I literally just came up with that yesterday because of a friend of mine. He was like, ARC, act of random kindness. And I'm like, no, it doesn't have a K, bro. It's a C. I'm like, it's a C. And by the way, it's called arc just because a circle is 6 60-degree arcs. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Arc. Archangels, bro.
Ark of the Covenant.
Ark of the Covenant. The Noah's Ark. This Ark. Everything's Ark. And by the way, we looked up just a couple days ago. My wife, she's like, what other arcs were out there? And she looks up the Ark of the Covenant, and the similarities are absolutely mind-boggling.
Oh, wow.
And I don't read all that stuff, Yeah. I'm like, baby, don't look at the Bible. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, but if you look, there's clues. And, David created the Ark of the Covenant or walked the Ark of the Covenant. Uh-huh. The Ark of the Covenant was used, it walked around Jericho 7 times, right? Which is 7 chakras. And then 7 horns sounded, which is 7 chakras. And then with a shout frequency, the walls fell. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God, it was it emitted frequency.
Yeah.
Thor's hammer. All ancient technology of the gods, if you look at it, it's all an energy, light, or sound apparatus.
Yes.
I mean, and I don't even read this stuff. I don't even look this stuff up. I just know.
Right? Yeah.
You just know. So there you go. And that's where we are right now. I am building, and thanks to a couple of wonderful people who found me, they are literally giving me all the crystal necessary. They own a crystal quartz mine up in Northern California. They're giving me all the crystal necessary to build this thing, and it's a lot of crystal. It's going to be 36 feet in circumference, and I need 720 12-inch triangles.
Wow.
That's a lot of crystal. I mean, I'm serious about this. It's literally going to be built. And through frequency, through meditation, through hypnotherapy, through diet, you got to get your body as close to the natural 9 as possible.
Yeah.
And, everybody's like, well, then go vegan, bro. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even getting into all that. Okay. Yeah. I'm not even getting it. But it has to get as close to the natural 9 of our planet as possible. And you've got to clear all your brain out of this bullshit that you went through in your life. Mm-hmm. And you've got to learn how to connect to your energy. My mind and my energy, dialed. Body, apparently, it knows it's time because it's losing weight on its own. I've lost 47 pounds. I am eating a little different, just less. But that's it. I've lost 47 pounds since May. So it's like my body's like, okay, time to get there because it's close.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap, bro. So, and now out of nowhere, this funding is showing up so that we can buy a property in Shasta. I met my brother, Eddie Hensley. And he's building a property in Hawaii. And I was talking to him, and I was telling him about the Ark. He's like, you know what that is, right? And I'm like, what? He's like, it's to be placed in the center of the cities of light. And I'm like, I get it. Now I get it, right? Now I get it, because it's not just a DNA awakening chamber, or whatever you want to call it. It's also a battery. It's something that can generate energy, because of the crystal and the copper and the water that's going to be in it and stuff like that. So it can do all kinds of things. My mission on this planet, after figuring it out, right, being told, the flower of life was a transmission put here. It's a message put here. Like breadcrumbs. They're breadcrumbs. Just in case we got a little bit lost, it's the way home. And, I mean, come on, you got to be deaf, dumb, or blind, or all three, to not see the chemtrails. You'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to know that they're putting crap in your food.
Yeah.
That's just common sense, and it's all over the place. And they've even admitted it. Yeah, we're going to add this stuff to your water. You know, you got to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to understand that everything really is happening right now. And this is the really real world. And more people are waking up to it. And more people are understanding the energy, vibration, and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people are confused. They keep thinking about their belief systems. And because of that, it's causing cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
You know, but that's okay. That's all right. It's all good.
It's part of the lesson.
It's part of the lesson. I mean, everybody, you should accept you need to accept everybody where they are right now. Yeah. But what's going to happen is this arc is going to be activated, and those within are going to fix the frequency. It's not going to wake everybody up. Everybody's just going to go like this. Huh. Do we really need McDonald's? Because they're going to understand something's wrong with this picture now.
Yeah.
Because the frequency that is being emitted, saturated, projected throughout our planet, that is purposefully keeping everybody asleep, won't be there anymore.
Yeah.
And they will connect to the frequency of the planet, and they will connect to the frequency of the universe, and they'll begin to wake up. It's simple as that. Now, it's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying the arc is the end-all, be-all, but it's what I've been given.
Yeah.
And because I'm very serious about shit that I do, I don't just go, hey, man, I think I'm going to build something and then not do it.
Yeah.
I'm building it.
Yeah.
And it literally combines everything that we know into one apparatus. Light, sound, love, energy, ancient technology, future technology, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, light, sound, and mechanical engineering. I mean, everything that we know is all combined in one thing in this arc. So, all right, there's my story, bro. Yeah. And I'm sticking to it.
I heard that, bro. Hey, let me ask you this, man. How important is it for someone to find their twin flame or find their other half, right? Because for me, I found her at a young age as well. I was 14 when I found my other half, and we've been together since. I'm 33 years old. And when we met, she allowed me to be myself. There was a confidence that I could be me. And at the time, it was in a negative light, but now that I'm still there where I'm accepted by her, and she completes me and helps me, and it's okay to bring out some of the things that may seem a little deep or a little crazy at times, right? Because information you're talking about that you're receiving, how important is it to like have that person who's like the other half and like helping you stay grounded? If you get too far out there, they're able to kind of bring you back to humanity and kind of be that, you know, that anchor as well.
I'm a little bit different than most people in that, because of what I'm downloading, there's a phrase that it gives me. One life, so many different directions, all coming back to the one. Okay, what that means is we all started as one frequency. And then we branched out like a tree, actually like a circle. But we all come back to the one. What that means is we're all a twin flame. You're my twin flame. I'm my twin flame. The guy that just jumped in his car right there is my twin flame. My wife is my twin flame. That person over there is my twin flame. But it's all about frequency. It's frequency. I resonate at the same frequency as this person, as this person, as this person. The two yet one. I mean, it's see, to think that there's only one for you it means that you don't understand the one, the full oneness of one, because it's kind of like karma. Oh, well, that's your karma coming back from a past life. But wait a minute, what's past? What's the past? What's the future?
Yeah.
You know, what do you mean? What do you mean by past life? And do you believe in that we're all one? Yep, I sure do. Well, then that means I'm you. That means I'm every descendant that you'll ever have. That means I'm every ancestor that you've ever had. How can you put that karma on me? You know? And And oh man, oh my God, I am freaking digging on all of your stuff, dude.
Heck yeah, bro.
By the way, hold on. Right at your elbow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see those rouleau triangles,
Yes.
the triple triangle.
Yeah, Trinity. Yeah.
Yeah, that rouleau triangle is the chime that I'm creating. It is a flower of life chime out of copper. The sound that is going to come out of that will activate you.
Wow.
I
want to check that out. That's awesome.
No, all of these things, and it's just it was overwhelming for a little bit, and then the flower said, you can close the door for a while, right? And I'm like, really? And I'm like, okay, close that door for a minute, and yeah, it works. But the whole twin flame thing, we're all one soul. All of us, we're all one soul. Now, granted, of course, we split off. We split off in our consciousnesses and all that kind of stuff. So yes, there is one out there for you. But it's in multiple stages. So there's one out there for you here. There's one out there for you now. There's one out there for you back then. There's one out there for you in the future. Masculine and feminine energy. It's masculine and feminine energy.
To join the two. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with a man and a woman. I need everybody to understand masculine has dick to do with man. Okay?
No pun intended.
Exactly. I know. Masculine is masculine energy. Feminine is feminine energy. I know many men that are feminine energy. I know many women that are masculine energy.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with a guy or a girl. It has to do with the energy itself. Now, there are some of us that are a combination of both. I'm a masculine feminine, and I'm a feminine masculine. It's just what I am. And your other, you'll notice that they have those too.
Mm-hmm.
They're feminine, masculine, feminine.
Roles, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of them out there. But again, you're going to find somebody, you know what? Everybody's going to go, oh my God, I totally resonate with this person. They know what I'm thinking. They know what I'm doing and all this kind of stuff. Because then you have these twin flame couples that after years of being together, they break up. Does that mean they weren't twin flames? No. That doesn't mean they weren't twin flames. Everybody's like, oh, well, they're obviously not twin flames because they'd be together forever. No, they won't. No, they won't, because we are also human, folks.
Yeah.
We're also human.
Yeah, you can mess around, go outside the marriage bed, go outside the relationship, and you might have just extinguished that flame. Yeah.
Dude, it could be something totally different than that. It could literally be that your frequency changed or my frequency changed, and we just go, wow, I kind of don't really resonate anymore. I'm not really feeling the same way I did before, but for a while there, yes, you were there, man, for like 10 years, for like 4 years or something like that. I was there. That was my twin. But then frequencies went, just a little bit, and then I'm off frequency. You're off frequency. I don't resonate with this person anymore. It has nothing to do with the fact that, guess what? You really were twin flames. It's fine. Because again, if you break everything down in this entire universe, it's only about energy, vibration, and frequency. So that means angels are angels because of frequency. Demons are demons because of frequency. Gods are gods because of frequency. You are you because of frequency. That wall over there is that wall because of frequency. Has nothing to do with, oh, well, yeah, I'm a one soul, I split into two and all that stuff. Because, well, I mean, kind of you do. I mean, we're all one that split into different consciousnesses. So, all right, sorry for rambling, man. I can't even help it.
Nah, it's cool, bro. Just to let everybody know, if anybody has any questions for David, or if you want to say hello, or you want to bring something to the conversation, the phone lines are open. It's scrolling across the top of the video, and it's in all the descriptions as well. So you're able to call in. We got a few more minutes left. Wanted to ask you, man, as we were talking about movies, man, my mind just kind of works in a certain way. of the movies and with the ancient text and stuff like that, which I've studied, and you'll be kind of explaining a scenario, and then my mind will go here. Have you ever seen the movie The Last Mimsy?
The one with the little stuffed animal?
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen that. I don't really remember. I remember it
opening up portals.
Okay, yeah. That's I remember
like
that
geometry
part.
And stuff like that. Yeah. There's a lot of it's weird, man, because like Hollywood knows a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. Somebody, whether it's the Akashic records that's sending it, and they don't know the power of it, if it's happening that way, or if these people are studied occultists and they're trying to release the information. I still don't know which of the two it is.
Let me tell you something. How do you think they kept us asleep for so damn long? Folks, we're just catching up to the information that they've passed down for hundreds of thousands of years. Come on, man. They know. How could they possibly know to saturate the planet with unnatural frequency? How could they possibly know to shave the crystal oscillator that is in your phone right now to an unnatural frequency? It's not of the 9. I guarantee if you popped your computer open, pulled out the crystal oscillator, and yes, everyone who's listening, there is a crystal in your phone.
And that's the only way.
That's the only way you're able to. Yeah, that's the only way you're able to hear me right now is because of crystals. If you pull it out and you gauge it to the last decimal point of that frequency, it is not of the 9. But there are people, because my throat chakra resonates at a 9, and I know how to transform energy. That's why people go, wow, man, I can totally hear your truth, man. I can totally hear your truth. Mm-hmm. Because that little crystal oscillator doesn't do shit to those of us who understand it. Because it's kind of like what you eat. Like I was in a conversation with somebody about this whole eating thing. You know, what you should you eat? And I'm like, you don't understand. I will never say you don't understand, because that is just rude. Because they do understand at their point. But it doesn't matter what you eat as long as you understand the frequency. You understand that with your thoughts, we are human beings. We have this uncanny ability of transforming energy with our thoughts. So they know. They've known since Egypt. They've known since way before Egypt. They've known. And they kept the knowledge to themselves. It's just the Mother Earth, because we're getting closer to the solar logos, the universal star. I will never call it a sun again, because they're telling you to call it a sun so that it will become masculine energy.
Yeah.
They need it to all stay masculine. And who are they? Everybody's like, well, who are they? They're us, folks. They're the human consciousness. It doesn't matter. They're the Bilderberg Group. They're the freaking Rothschilds. They're the freaking J.P. Morgan. Who cares? All I know is they understand the frequency. How do you think they've kept everybody asleep for so long? We're literally just catching up to that knowledge.
It's crazy. They're using all the ancient technology. They're using the music. They're using the visual. They're using the colors to sell you things. They're the ones who are, this is what they study. Freud, they study the mind. They know they can show you a symbol and have the background this color, and it's actually gonna make you feel a certain type of way just by having the colors around you and this shapes and signs and symbols. And
Look at all of the huge corporations. Look at all the sacred geometry in everything they do, man. Mm-hmm. They know all of this stuff. And by the way, because I had one person one time that was arguing with me, well, you can't do this with frequency. I could literally do anything with frequency. I could make you think that blue was green with frequency. I could literally make you think that you're a dog with frequency. Mm-hmm. I mean, so they can do.
Yeah,
exactly. They're doing it.
No doubt.
Exactly, they're doing it.
There's some power with the I guess even on a small, minute level, people who are who have the power of suggestion, and they're hypnotists, and they're doing Hollywood and like Vegas shows, getting people to, like you said, think that they're a dog, or people, and there and there's been some crazy instances where people will it's kind of vulgar, but they made a person go in their pants, like and think that they were having sex under hypnotherapy in front of a large crowd of people, and that person reached the climax, but nobody touching them, and just them talking them through it. And it's some crazy stuff. It's the power of suggestion, and people are in this hypnotic trance and don't even know it.
Yeah. See, the reason for because I have had so many factions of people against what I'm doing. It's a little crazy. I've been what is it called? Related to something that, you just want to hypnotize people and blah, blah, blah. The reason for the hypnotic meditative state is when you and I are, when your pineal gland is resonating at the literal exact frequency as my pineal gland, what do you think happens? We connect. Mm-hmm. Telepathy, complete and utter telepathy. So, but if you and I sat down and we were guided in a meditation, and they're like, you're on a beach, you're seeing a beach. Guess what? Your beach is going to be different than mine.
Exactly.
That can't happen. We have to have the same meditative state. I have to see the same exact beach you're seeing for us to resonate together. You're looking at a forest. Well, my forest is different than your forest. That can't happen either, because there can be no random thoughts when you're trying to remove the frequency. Because think about this: unlock the unlimited potential of the human mind. That's kind of big. I mean, that's kind of huge. We're talking telekinesis to the point where I could change this lighter into a flower, because this is just energy.
And people have done that.
They have. They lift megalithic. Oh, hold on. They lift megalithic blocks with their minds, with sound, there's so much research that has been done proving every single thing that we're just learning now.
Yep.
That the ancients knew. Well, guess what? They knew too, and they just didn't forget. But here's the kicker. The closer we get to that universal, I'll say it, sun, because our galaxy is moving, our solar system is moving, the closer we get to that universal solar logos, the more memory we remember. That's why all these movie stars are waking up. Jim Carrey, Leonardo DiCaprio, all these people are waking up. And that's why all of these folks around the planet are waking up. And that's why those that are trying to keep everybody asleep, I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're reptilians. I don't care if they're ancient aliens. I don't care if they're this. I don't care if they're this dude over there. I don't care. I don't care if the earth is flat. I don't care if it's holographic. I don't care if it's freaking round.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Because it's just unnecessary.
Yeah. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, it's unnecessary distraction. It's to keep everybody against each other. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're vegan. I don't care if you eat meat. It's just a distraction to keep everybody from becoming a unity. Mm-hmm. They understand this, so they are the ones that are pumping all of this freaking negative frequency or unnatural frequency into us off of the 9. So they know this, and because they know this, but more people are waking up. More people are waking up. It's because of our proximity to the solar logos. And if you'll notice, a lot of more bad shit than has ever happened is happening all over the planet, because they have got to redouble their efforts to keep everybody asleep. Mm-hmm. They already know. And by the way, we've been here, done this many times. It's not like we've only gotten to the freaking solar logos once. Man, we've been in this orbit for a long time. A long ass time. And every single time we get to this point of the solar logos, something happens and we what do they call it? Fall from grace and forget the knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, we're not supposed to. We're actually supposed to stay there. It's just a sin wave. I mean, it's all freaking a sin wave, man.
Let me ask you this, man, before we move too much further, because I'm always interested in people's experiences and actually dealing with those realms. Have you encountered any beings in those realms, or have actually moved through the veil to come into this reality, whether it's UFO starships that are trying to communicate with you, or beings that show up in the state of meditation? Definitely there's some stuff that goes on, but anything that's ever like crossed over as well into this reality dimension?
I have experienced light energy entities and dark energy entities. I have experienced them, and I have experienced spirits. I have experienced, they're kind of aliens. And I mean, when I was a kid, I saw UFOs all the time.
Yeah.
Like I lived in Germany and there were UFOs everywhere. And here, like even living in Woodland, California, I experienced UFOs. And yeah, I mean, I've seen it, been there, done that. And the first times that I experienced dark energy entities, oh man, of course I freaked out because dark was evil to me,
Yeah.
But think about this for a minute. We transform energy with our thoughts.
Yeah.
We transform energy with our thoughts. So if you see an energy being trying to communicate with you, your thoughts are going to transform that energy being into whatever you think. So if you're taught that dark means evil and a dark energy entity being is trying to communicate with you, you're going to think, oh my God, demon. And it's going to go, oh, okay. I mean, all right.
Yeah.
All right. You want a demon?
Yeah.
Bro, I'll give you a motherfucking demon.
Yeah. And then it's through study and having more encounters, then you're able to look back on the old encounters like, well, that was just a messenger. That was a part of some stuff I was going through. And like, it wasn't trying to kill me. It was just something that was there because of the energy I was emitting and whatever frequency you're radiating at, and you cross over into those realms or you deal with the other side. That's what you're going to see. And they'll take upon the image and the likeness of whatever you can handle.
Exactly. And while I'm in the flower, I've experienced all of it. While I'm in the flower, I've experienced all of it. I was just talking about like when I'm not in the flower.
Yeah.
When I'm in the flower, in the message, in the transmission, I experience everything. The key to going into it is not having any expectations.
Exactly. That's
because
good.
if you go in there and go, I just want you to validate that angels are good or that angels are actually bad, then the flower is going to go, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because your reality creates your reality.
Yeah.
So if you believe that the earth is flat, guess what? The earth is freaking flat.
Yeah. There's a scripture, man, that we just been repeating a lot lately, and it says that the promises of God are yes and amen. And so essentially the way the universe works is whatever you emit, it says yes and amen. This is true. So that's why you have to learn how to project your own energy, your desires, the things that you want to create, and not be on this autopilot mode and just be pushed around by everybody else's energy and what they're creating and be envious or just be a victim. You have to actually create something and put something out, and you'll find out that the universe and the energy is resonating, sending it back to you. If it's prosperity, if it's love, if it's kindness, it's ready to send it back to you. Relationships, friendships, all of that stuff. Yes, and amen.
And see, that's the thing with the ultimate goal is to get to the 9, which will bring you to the 6, which will bring you to the 3. What that means is get to the 9 frequency, which, by the way, is this universe, which will bring you to the 6, which, and I say a word, it's called love. And everybody goes, love. No, I mean love as in a frequency, which is a 6. 528 hertz is the frequency of the heart chakra. It get to the 9, it'll bring you to the love, which will then bring you to the 3, which will then bring you to the whole. It's 9630 or 0369. I mean, it's kind of where we came from and where we're going back to. As above, so below. I mean, and so that's all it really is. And just stop with all of the freaking separation, man. If there's one message that I would love to give everybody, is stop the separation. Stop the confusion. You know, I mean, who cares about the freaking reptiles, man? Everybody's like, oh man, Jay-Z's a reptilian. I don't even care if he's a reptilian. Yeah. He is one. He is one with everything.
What are you? Alien. What are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more intrigued by that. What, you know what I'm saying? Who am I? What's the power that I possess, or the power that you possess? He's a reptilian. Fine. Okay, that's him. He knows who he is. What are you? You don't even know who you are. And that's why we're here. That's why we're awakening.
We're all trying to project our limitations on everything else instead of figuring out our unlimited potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Figure out your own unlimited potential. Because when you do, when you find that, you're going to understand we are all one. Now, again, of course, I understand we're humans, so we have individual consciousnesses. That's fine. But when it comes to the energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Energy can be transformed by vibration and frequency, and energy is all connected. That means past, present, future doesn't really exist. It's just us thinking that it does, and you are no different than I. You're a sin wave. I'm a sin wave. Boom. I mean, there you go. That's just it. And once we remember that, which will take a little while. I mean, it's not like when I activate the arc, we're all going to freaking ascend. I love that word. I love that word. Oh, we're going to ascend. We're gonna ascend, and we're gonna leave
this place. Yeah, leave this place.
We're gonna. How do you leave something that doesn't exist? Mm-hmm. How do you leave something that's not really here? It's just our consciousness that believes it's here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, David, brother, I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with me, man. Go ahead and plug your links so people can check out your work. And you got a lot that you offer, and you go live a lot on Facebook and do different things.
Yeah. I'm hoping I go live a lot, because for the past 2 days I haven't been able to go live.
Oh wow!
It said you can't go live, and I didn't get a message as to why not.
Oh,
so
wow.
We'll see. I know I'm like freaking out over that. But it's hopeevolve.com, HOPEVOLVE.com. If you click on the About Hope link, you're going to see a link that says Our Mission. It explains all of this. And see, the thing about me is I don't care who has the information. I need it to be out there. So I've literally, even my meditations are videos that are on my website under the ARC. I have a page called The ARC. It's the-arc /the-arc. And it tells you how I'm going to build it. I mean, and it even has videos on there of me going into the Flower of Life and downloading the information, which I do live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all there. I got a free chakra course, which, of course, I'm really behind in improving people, and I keep saying that. But, you know, I'm working on some stuff. I've got video channels on there that teach you about the Akashic Records, the 369, energy, vibration, and frequency, chakras. I have most of the frequencies that I've recorded myself through Audacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that program called Audacity?
Yeah.
I created from 126 hertz all the way up 5 octaves, all of the frequencies myself in sin wave tones.
Yeah, you could do that with that program, yeah.
Exactly. So I have those up there. I have meditations up there. I mean, everything's free up there.
Awesome. Make sure you guys go support his work and what he's doing, and he's building a community. And essentially, it's a lot of people. The Flower of Life, we're all connected, and so there's a power and a presence behind it when you can actually do that work and connect people and bring people together, and that's what he's doing. And so the work I believe in what you do speaks so much louder than what you say. Hey, that's all that matters, man.
Yep.
I learned that a long time ago. It doesn't matter people coming up to me with a Bible and saying that they're followers of Christ, but yet they're evil, wicked, and deceptive people, but they come off as an angel of light, like the Bible says, but they're inwardly, they're
Yeah.
ravenous wolves, and you got to watch out. So it's all about
Yeah.
the fruit and what we're bringing to the table and producing and raising up people under us and stuff like that. So kudos to you, man, and what you're doing. Keep it up, brother, and we'll connect here soon, brother.
I
would love to
appreciate
have
it,
you back
man.
on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, brother, you have a good one,
All
man.
right.
Shalom, shalom, peace, peace.
All right. Peace out.
All right, yeah. So
Your will.
we're not done yet. We're not done. Final thoughts, True Seeker. Awesome show. David Hopkins, man. He's connected with a lot of people. When he goes live on Facebook, people listen. There's a lot of people in his community and who are being fed through the knowledge and information that he's putting out. Him and his wife, they're just powerful people, man, being used. And there's a lot of other people, Israel Kelly, Rory, the shaman prophet, shaman poet. I had him on with me as well. Great interviews and such. So it's really cool, the community that people are building, and they allow me in the community, and they share my work and my podcast and stuff like that. So definitely got to spread the love and connect with one another. He talked about going to that place of like that near-death experience and seeing the energies, man. And I've been to that place as well, crossing over and opening up the doors that I didn't have no idea what I was doing. And it was a demonic realm that I was in just because I had no control over it. And I was a very negative person at that time in my life, and stealing and robbing and cheating and just was a negative person. And I crossed over into those realms, and I bit off more than I can chew. But I do remember seeing the energies and the shapes and the colors and these entities trying to communicate with me, but they wasn't speaking English. I had no idea what they were saying, man, and they were trying to communicate with me speaking foreign languages. And it put me in a place that I couldn't shut that door. Right. And I was a teenager when that happened. So very similar to what he's talking about. But then now, as I've progressed in my spiritual journey, I've become more love, and my acceptance is opened up a lot. And that was a long time ago. But to where I am now, and then going on psilocybin mushroom encounters, to being in that place that he's talking about, the place that you go when you die. That's the information that came through of where we were at when we took this strong dose of psilocybin mushrooms, magic mushrooms. I went to the place that they told me this is where you go when you die. And it was a place of energy. It was love. It was beauty. And it wasn't a scary place. It was something familiar, like he talked about when he had his near-death experience. Very similar to the place that we went through on psilocybin mushrooms on a really strong dose. And there was beings there, and there was love there. There was communication there by these higher intelligent beings, which we can call angels. And I've coined the phrase the golden teachers, and that was the strain of psilocybin that I took to kind of cross over to that realm. And then the information that they taught me and the things that they shared with me, I embody it through my music and put it in the song The Golden Teachers, and try to transmute just a little bit of that in there. So everybody has a piece of the puzzle, and you can see, like, you just start connecting dots like he's talking about. He talks about a near-death experience, which was very similar to my mushroom encounter. I'm connecting dots. They told me this is where you go when you die. David died. We seen the same thing. We come back with love. We come there, and there is that weird place when you come back off of a strong psilocybin encounter or acid trip, whatever you do. There's some adjustment that has to be done. You touched eternity. You crossed over to the other side. Now you're back. You got to go back to your job. Your boss is breathing down your neck. You got bills to pay. Your bills are still coming to your mailbox, and you've touched eternity. And now you got to come back to this life. So it's hard. You have to learn how to do it. And whether we're talking about psilocybin mushrooms or just really deep meditative experiences, that you understand that we are all one, that we are all expressions of consciousness. I believe that there could be some depression that comes after having a strong encounter like that. That you are back on your job and your boss is breathing down your neck and you're going to be here the rest of your life. And if you let that stuff sink in, it can become overwhelming and you get depressed because, like, man, yesterday I was communicating with angels. Yesterday I touched eternity. I caught a glimpse of the other side. And so now I'm back making $7 an hour, $8 an hour. What do? That's where I was. And it started to make me depressed. But it lit a fire within me because I knew the universal laws. I knew that the life that I wanted to build for myself is possible. So to get the lessons that the other side is teaching, there's lessons, and it's always about the now moment. It's always about focused on the now. Everybody, Eckhart Tolle, a millionaire, from teaching you how to be aware of the now moment. When we go through these psilocybin journeys, it's always teaching you to be present. Don't go on autopilot. Don't turn the switch to default. Be present about everything. Don't just live life. Understand that this universe, this life, it's essentially a game. And the game has rules. And there's ways to play it. And most of us are on default. We're playing a game that we've never been told the rules on how to play it. And we're just trying to figure it out as we go. That's why I believe that podcasts like these are so important. I believe that sharing our experiences, and I'm telling you guys, man, listen, because I think a lot of you guys can relate to this. But when I started sharing this information in my music and on podcasts and on interviews and talking about it openly, all my friends freaked out. They thought I was crazy not to have those encounters because they had them too, but they thought I was crazy because socially what people would say. Oh, if your boss finds out about this, that you're promoting drug use, if your boss, people that you work with find out that you're talking about that you communicate with angels and ETs and fairies and stuff like that, like, it would ruin you. And people, you have to make that choice if you're going to talk about it. And I had to, because when I was going through that stuff and having these awakening encounters, I had nobody to talk to. I had to go to podcasts. I had to try to call in the radio shows and talk to people who were being vocal about it. So I have to pay it forward. And now, people essentially thought I was crazy, especially the church people. You guys know that's where I came from, the church realm. They thought I was crazy, and probably most of them still do. But that, and then the friends thinking I'm crazy because they're too afraid to speak about it. Maybe there's some wisdom there. Maybe they're using wisdom. They want to keep their job. They want to be accepted at family functions and gatherings, right? They want to be the weirdo, the guy who talks to aliens, right? And so and I talked about it too. Like, people over big radio shows, Christian radio shows, have contacted me, thanking me for covering these topics, for talking about this stuff from a Christian perspective. I still relate with the person of Jesus. Like, I'm a devotee of Jesus. I follow his teachings. They're a part of me. I encountered God through the person of Jesus Christ. So I still relate to that. And they get mad when I say that. Like, a lot of church people, they don't want me speaking the name of Jesus. A lot of New Agers, even on that end, they don't want me speaking the name of Jesus because they feel it's a religion of condemnation, of rules and regulations and do's and don'ts and rule and authority, which it's not. And so we're in this weird place. I say we because I get your messages every day. Many people are resonating with the messages that I'm sharing of just being open. And that's the key. To just be open about the journey, the fears, the doubts, the worries, and what's working. Okay, this isn't working. Let me share my experiences with you that didn't work, that ended me up in a world of hell, and many people that I know, they ended up in a very bad place by going this road. But this is what helped me transcend that. This is what's working. I'm seeing results when I do this. And that's all I'm doing, guys. I take no credit for any of it. That's all that I'm doing, is just sharing what's worked for me and just trying to be an ear as well. Because I'm telling you, man, I've called those numbers, those interviews, calling James Gilliland. Hey, I'm seeing UFOs. What do I do? Are you seeing them? Yeah, I'm seeing them too, brother. Like, people actually having this conversation with me. So like, I'm thankful for that. So I would be accursed not to. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Because part of me wanted to do that. There's a test. There's a level you have to do that. And I have been back and forth years ago. I have tried to go back to the churches and try to act like none of this happened. And I don't like this stuff, and I don't believe this stuff, right? And I don't believe that no more, guys. And they would try to accept me back into their circles, but I couldn't be myself. You have to wear a mask, which is a hypocrite. That's where that term comes from. Someone who wears masks, someone who plays many characters in a play and has many masks. They have these masks that it turns sideways with faces all over them. And so when it's time to play another character, they turn the mask and they walk through another door and they come in as a different character. And so that's what these systems and structures require of you. You can't be yourself, but authenticity is priceless. For people to accept you for who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, this is me. I'm showing up. And I'm present in who I am. And you have to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, you will allow them to tell you who you are. And that's with so many people there. And there's so much depression, double-mindedness. The scriptures say that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. But to be single-minded, it's the symbol of the eye. To be single-minded. Christ said, if your eye is single, your body shall be full of light. To know your calling, to know your purpose and why you're here, and be confident in that. Know the power that you possess to move in the realms unseen, to be able to cross over and bring the things that you've seen in your dreams that you want to bring to the table, to do that and be confident and find out that what? It's working. The kingdom of heaven is within. And we're expressions of that. It talks about Christ in us is the hope of glory. And Christ manifested out of us is the manifestation of that glory and that love. And to understand that Christ, when we talk about Jesus, when we talk about Christ, simply put, who Jesus is love manifested in the form of a person. The highest expression of universal love manifested in a person, that love put on flesh and came down here and dwelt among men to show us the way. The way is love. Over dogma, over belief, over reasoning, but just to walk in love, man. And I'm telling you, love forgives a multitude of sins. Perfect love casts out all fear. So to be embodied and empowered with love from on high, it's a universal brotherhood, man. And I'm telling you, money can't buy it. And so I'm just here to encourage people that the life that they want to build for themselves, do that. Your encounters, your pursuits, continue to do it. And if you need permission, you're looking for permission, do it, build it. If you build it, there will come. And so that's the power of the mind and the power of renewing your mind, because whatever you build, the mind is strong, man. It's powerful. We have to be careful the things that we entertain. We got to be careful with the things that we speak out, because we're creating these things. And we can find ourselves creating a whole lot of worry, fear, and doubt and unbelief. And that's the opposite of faith. That's the opposite of faith. So with that being said, man, I'm going to say God bless all of you guys, and peace and shalom unto you. Thank you for watching this episode, listening. There's a bunch more that I have to roll out and edit and get ready for you guys. And it's just been this awesome journey, which is exploding. And I'm thankful for all the support that I get through Patreon. And if you want to support my work and my efforts at any level of giving, even if it's $1 a month, man, it is much appreciated. But you get rewards for supporting. You get access to everything that I have as far as my music, my podcast, the Facebook groups, and all kind of cool stuff that we're making. And there's some dope music that's coming on the way. I've been working hard on this stuff. So with that, I'm going to say God bless you guys, man. Travis, everybody in the chat room, Travis, Jared, Leo, what's up, my brother? This is my brother Leo. Haven't seen him in a while. April, good friend, mutual friend with David, definitely. Monk, Kim Miller, Billy, Jens, I guess that's how you say your name. But yeah, thanks everybody who's hanging out. And I've got this new feature where you can actually see the chat on the YouTube screen, and it's scrolling down the side of the screen. So trying to step it up in technology. So if you want to support, head on over to patreon.com/truthseeker. I'm going to keep going regardless, but thank you guys for supporting, because there's so many people coming out of the woodwork. Because you guys know I'm doing this full time now. I don't have an income that's guaranteed. I'm not working a full-time job anymore. I get to create. I get to do what I was put here to do, and it's thanks to you guys. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys, and God bless.
Your way so much higher than mine, so much higher than mine, so much deeper than mine, so much deeper than mine.
Well, that does it for this episode, folks. To hear more episodes of the Truth Seeker podcast, head over to truthseeker.com. And if you're wanting to support the show and get rewards, go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/truthseeker.